Hey, what's up? I'm Joel Madden, and this is Artist Friendly. On this episode, I'm talking with Grammy award-winning producer, rapper, and songwriter, Hit Boy. Let's go.
That's my kind. I don't want no bad times. I don't want to have bad.
We have so much shit going on in music and in the music business, and the only thing actually we want to do is make music.
Nah, for real.
And or talk about music with other people that we like respect and like share information or share shortcuts around this thing or information on how to do that better. And it's funny because it's like such a wild business.
No, it is, man. It'd be like, for me, bro, I don't even want to, when I'm in a zone, I'll be like annoyed if I got to go use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like if I got to go eat, like I'm like, man, I know I need to do this, but like I'm just in that zone. So
Like a video game.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this has really always been, especially the production aspect. I looked at FL Studio like my replacement for video games when I was a teenager, and I'm glad I did because it worked out, you know?
It worked out really well for you.
Yeah, it did.
Really well.
Yeah, for sure.
It's important though to say, like, it's not luck. You show up for opportunity.
Yeah.
And if you show up and you work hard, you get what looks like really lucky. But luck is
It's countless
hours that no one saw, no one paid you for, and you didn't get a paycheck for all those hours.
About all that.
I always got to kind of remind myself that what we do isn't like a paycheck job. So when I go put 50 hours, 100 hours, 200 hours, 1,000 hours into something, I'm not getting a paycheck for it. But then when I do get that big check from the hit song that I do have, out of the 100 I put out and the one is a hit,
Make it worth it.
pays for the rest. It's like the accumulation of the money. It's like I always remind myself, it's like I'll do this for money, but once you get past 30,
Yeah.
and you're like a grown ass
You got
man,
different responsibilities.
it's not cute anymore to like have. It ain't a hobby. It's either you get a job to take care of your family, or this shit better be a job.
Yeah, you got to create that structure.
Right.
For sure.
Right. What age were you? Do you think when you like knew that this is it? I'm doing this.
Man, really, like I always was like into it because I grew up like living with my uncle who had a successful R&B group. So I was into it, but by 13, I made that full decision. Like I'm about to like write songs and I'm about to just like start from where I'm at and figure it out. Then I had the opportunity of talking to my uncle Rodney, and he was just like, you know, you could take this time from now till, you know, you 19, 18 years old, and you can go hard at school, or you can like do this music thing. And when you get to where you want to be, you're going to be truly happy. And I just really took that in, man. And like took it serious and was like, I'll make that decision. Like, you know, so by 15, when I started messing around with the beats, I was like full fledged, like there's no other way around it. You know what I mean? I'm doing this.
Yeah. You could say that your uncle and his success gave you a picture of like what was possible.
Definitely. That was the blueprint. That was the foundation. That was me hearing the big pop chords and R&B chords and just crazy production from high level producers, like hearing all that going through my ears at 2, 3, 4 years old. I was just soaking it in. It's in my DNA at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's really important, is like having a model of like what's possible. It's hard when a kid doesn't have anything around them.
Yeah.
Like I grew up in Maryland, across the country from where you grew up. You're from California. So
Pasadena,
yeah.
IE, yep.
Yeah. So where I was from, there wasn't really any music except for there was this local band that made it onto the radio, and then they had like a platinum record.
Damn.
And they were called Jimmy's Chicken Shack. Right?
Yeah.
It's a rock band. Yeah, it's a rock band. Jimmy's
It's
Chicken
like
Shack.
Steve's Lava Chicken.
Yeah. So that was the first thing near me that I saw it, and I was like, oh, they did it. I could do that. And then it kind of became the model for me, so much as to where I moved to where they were from, because I thought that had something to do with it.
Something to do with it, right?
Yeah. And then went on the journey. But like, I do think that like we have to actually call it out, because someone listening right now might be listening to you as a big fan, and they may not be able to find that anywhere around them. And I think that like it's important to look for someone in your life that's doing something positive, that you see that for yourself. You could go, I could do that, or I could do that.
1,000,000%.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's crazy, because I really had the the duality, that was like my reality, you know what I mean? Just my dad was in prison when I was 3, and my uncle was in a successful R&B group, and me and my mom lived with my uncle. So
Wow.
I would go visit my dad in prison and see the lowest level of life, and then go stay with my uncle, and he got nice cars and he got cribs and throwing parties. So I really seen best of both worlds. That's why I kind of keep it humble. You know what I mean?
Right.
I keep it, a lot of people be like, man, you too humble, but this is just me. I know this should be up and down, and it's like any minute, you know, things could go down. It could be like a different situation. So, you know,
That's
you gotta
crazy.
just stay level-headed.
That's crazy. Have you ever really like, I mean, I guess you have because you just said it, like unpacking that is a real thing. Like when you think about the 2 life paths you saw growing up, making sense of that as a kid is one thing. Like growing up, if your dad's in prison at 3, you said, so was he there your whole life?
Yeah, till I was about to get out of high school.
Wow.
And then ever since then, he still has not been out for more than a year since he was 19 years old.
Wow.
He's
So
about to be
he's been
54.
in and out. It's struggled to stay out.
Yeah.
That's tough.
That's super tough, especially like we was just on the run. Like we was just putting out music, and you know, people like Kendrick Lamar was embracing him, YG, Ty Dolla $ign, just a lot of people was rocking with him. And just to see him back in that position, it's like, man, you know, it also led me to the point I'm at in life right now where it's like, man, I love my homies, I love my family, I love everybody, but for once in my career, I got to really buckle down and focus and invest in myself on a level that I should have been doing years ago, you know what I mean? So now I'm at that point, and I don't feel no way about nothing. Like this is all about shaping the Hit Boy legacy into what I really see it being.
Yeah. I do think that the journey you're on, though, coming to that conclusion is a process.
Definitely.
Because we all go on the ride at first, and we got to process all of it along the way.
100.
And we're up against a lot of things all in our own way. Successful, talented people tend to make things look easy, and they don't hem and haw over the details of how they got there. So the thousands and thousands of hours you put in alone, where no one was there telling you to, no one was encouraging you when the shit wasn't happening. And also, that's a whole lifetime of work to unpack that you either have or you will.
Right.
Somewhere you will.
Yeah.
Like there's a bill, right? Like when I always say, like I always tell my son, like my dad left me with a check, a bill to pay, not a check, a bill to pay. And he was either going to pay it, or I was going to pay it, or you're going to pay it. Because that's the family legacy, right? And some families, like there's called generational wealth, right? That's what we want to build.
Straight up.
We want to build wealth so that our family is good and our kids are good and their kids are good. And that's the American dream,
Yep.
right? And like, but there's also generational debt.
Straight up.
And that's trauma sometimes. That's mistakes sometimes.
And
And
like
like
be karma coming back in.
karma and whatever the reason is, right? We were born in this body to this family. We didn't choose it. We just were. And then I think our journey and our like whole point of life is to figure that out, what it means to be us and how to pay the debts so that our kids don't have to if we can, right?
Man, bro, I was like last week, maybe like Thursday, I was like up early, and then my son like woke up, but then he like laid on me and went back to sleep. It's like early in the morning. I was like, bro,
Sweet.
this is like heaven. Like this is like no check, no amount of nothing that can come into my world is like feels better than this. You
Best
know what I
feeling in
mean?
the
I
world.
really like I just had that moment where I'm like, yo, this is where it's at, making sure like that he's happy and he's safe and, you know, comfortable in life, man. Like that's the best feeling.
And it's something that you get to experience. And the sad part is I had the same, but a different experience with my dad, but similar. Well, he left when I was young. But the last 10 years of his life before he passed away, we were very close. So I got a lot of wisdom out of that because we were peers. It felt like he was free from the mistakes he made that always haunted all of us to where like we got to this place where we were like just peers. We were friends.
Yeah.
And he would say things to me like, everything I lost, you don't have to lose. I can be the one to lose it. And you don't have to do that. And just like be there for your kids and like be, if you can, right?
Yeah.
Your dad was in prison, so it wasn't his choice to be there. Like he didn't want to be there.
Right.
Right. So that's the part of life that's hard to understand too sometimes when you're in a situation that like you're completely powerless over. You're sitting there. But the thing that you felt the other day when your son was laying on you was exactly that. It was the reward of whatever life is giving you that you almost lost because your dad didn't get to.
100. Like anything I get to do with my son, I'm looking at it like, damn, because I mean, he looked like a little light skinned version of me anyway. So it's like I'm raising myself, and it's like all the stuff I wanted. Like he get everything. Like it's like he just break me down quick. Like he want this, he want that, he want ice cream. Like he want to go shopping at Target. Like man, we there because I'm like I didn't get none of this. You know what I mean?
That's the part that I experienced with my son, and he gets it actually, which is kind of cool. Yeah, because he knows my relationship with my dad. I've never like hid anything from him, so he has a real wise understanding of like part of this is me loving him and like having just a really good father-son relationship, and actually part of it is me healing.
1,000,000%.
Because I didn't get to have my dad at my game. Nope. I didn't get to have like I didn't collect cards with my dad. Like me and my son collect like baseball cards and shit, dope. And like we still do. Yeah, and we're like hustlers in it. We're looking, you know. Hard. So he's in music. He makes music, and like we are father son, but we're also like best friends. And that's what I always dreamed of. Because every kid, no matter what they say, your dad's your hero. Yeah, and you want to believe that they are your hero. And actually, my dad was, and I'm sure your dad is. My dad was a good guy who had some bad ways.
Yeah, for sure. And my dad. He like a super likable person, but some people be scared of him for no reason. You know what I mean? And it's just like the wildest thing. But yeah, I get what you're saying, man.
But I saw when you guys were rolling out his music, and I thought it was really special. I thought I saw you guys really like doing some healing and some bonding and some making up for lost time. And I actually feel like everyone watching was happy for you.
Yeah, I felt that. I sensed that. I seen the messages of people motivated because of their relationship with their dad or their parents, and I seen the impact it was making for sure. That's why I just hurt to see him back in that position again. Yeah. But like you said, man, some people it's like they could be great people, but it's like they just find themselves in these messed up situations, man.
Yeah, it's like they can't get away from it. Yep. And we've all known those guys too.
And it's like no matter what, like it's like, man, my pops made a lot of money. He made a lot of progress. He was on stage with Kendrick at the Pop Out. He was like doing songs with YG, Snoop Dogg, Ty Dolla $ign, all these people embracing him. So it's not like he didn't have a path, but it's just like he's so deep in the other side that it's just like trickles down, and it's like it just hit him at, you know? Yeah. Every time down there.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard to make sense of like he was winning. We were all watching it. We were watching him win.
I say that to say like no matter what you do, you cannot change a person, and you cannot like sway like what they really feel deep down inside. You know what I mean? No matter how much money you spend, how much time, how much progress like you put them on to, it's ultimately up to them to see the whole light.
Yeah. And it's hard I think it's hard when the past is so, when you spent more time in one cycle and then you get into another cycle that's say a positive one, and you're heading towards more of what you want. Yeah. The past can still be there's a debt there that sometimes is too great.
Debt is the word for sure.
You know what I mean? Man. And it's hard to understand though, and it's hard. And more than anything, when I sit with you, and we've gotten to spend some time together, and I respect and admire you.
Oh, for sure, same.
Because I see somebody who is, it's crazy when you meet someone who's got so much talent and is success, like straight up, undeniable, good old fashioned success, to be able to actually just talk. And I mean, you know some humble guys in the business we're in, and then you also know the guys who aren't humble, and like you come to appreciate people who could be in the room
and just be cool.
Just be in the room.
Yeah, for sure. Like I ain't never had to be like the center of attention. I just do what I do, and it comes to me. You know what I mean? The attention, the love, the money, whatever it may be. Like I'm, obviously you want to make the bread, but it's like this. I just make so much music. I have really no choice but to win in some capacity.
Yeah. But you also understand that the person that's generating all that is a guy who would also go work at Home Depot if he had to take care of his family, or go do whatever he had to do to take care of his family. and that the things you've earned, you earned them, but you also can enjoy them as a blessing. Like the time with your son, you're the one showing up for your son, but you're also a richer man because you understand what you're showing up for. Whereas some guys are missing it completely.
Yeah, missed the point.
They're missing the whole point. And the loss that you had to suffer as a kid with your dad in prison, and I'm sure all of the moments missed, is why you get such a rich, full experience and relationship with your own son. And I feel the same way about my kids. I feel like a rich man because I know what I could be missing if I wasn't aware.
And the other day, that's the richest I ever felt. You know what I mean? It's like, I done made some bread, but like that, it's nothing that can compare to that peace, like that real love. It's like, it's straight genuine with him. You know what I mean?
I always say my kids make the money and the success matter because we could have money from success. Feels great. It's like an amusement park ride. You can get on it sometimes, but the kids make it actually mean something where you go, oh, okay, now I see why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Make no mistake, your son is going to follow in your footsteps success-wise, whatever he decides to do, because the model is there. It's so strong. You know what I mean? That's what I think about too. Is you and me both probably could say there was a good chance. Actually, I bet if a bunch of statistics people got together and they made a list of everything we experienced in our life, right? They would tell us our odds. Like the statistics would say, I was more likely to be a drug addict. I was more likely to be all the things, right? And so to be a success story against the odds of all the things, I think is like, it's something we can be proud of.
Yeah, for sure.
We should be.
For sure, man. I mean, bro, like literally the house I made the beat for Niggas in Paris, and me and my mom was on Section 8. You know what I mean? Like I had a little bread from like selling beats, but like we was still doing bad. We was still fucking, like when I started making beats, we was standing in the WIC line to get free milk. Like I literally went through this shit. You know what I mean? As soon as I got bread, like I had got a check from Polo when I was like 18 years old. He gave me like a check, and I went and cashed it and put it in my sweater, like the whole bankroll. I went and bought my mom a little purple Ford Escort. I'm 18 years old. Like, but it's like all like that's what make it matter, man. Being able to like change my family's trajectory.
That's
man.
right.
Yeah.
That's crazy though. That's also too, when anyone thinks when you have your first hit or your second hit, they think all of a sudden you're rich. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
There's a delay.
Yeah,
you got to keep having hits, and then you start to realize like
you got to balance relationships. You got to be able to work the rooms. You got to be able to like just get yourself in that position at the right time, man. For sure.
And we have to stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
And what happens when we get a little bit of money? People find us. The worst kind too.
People suck, man. For real. I've learned that, especially like getting more bread and just like understanding how life works. It's like, it's some crazy people out there.
There's crazy, desperate, entitled, whatever you want to call it, entitled. It's all coming from a place of, I want what you have. How do I get it without having to do anything? And that's the difference between an artist wants to create.
Yeah.
An entrepreneur wants to build. All of those things are positive. The money is a byproduct. The money comes with the success of the thing coming to life. That's a byproduct. So you're not actually measuring the money when you make the thing. You're just going, this is dope. I want to do this. This is great. Or I want to work with Kanye or this person or that person. Like, this is cool. I want to work with Jay-Z. That's the dream, right? I want to work with legitimate artists that have been around, right? That when you're getting started, then you're inspired by.
Yeah.
The money's a byproduct. All the stuff, the fame, the money, the success.
People don't look at it like that.
They look at it like that's the driver.
I'm about to hopscotch in and I'm good. I'm about to get this bread. It's like, man, bro,
easy.
I went through
like,
every phase, like going broke multiple times, like fucking making it back and all over again, man. It's like I had to bump my head a million times before I like got to this position where I'm like empowering myself and got the right nucleus around me, the right people to just like literally like trying to line every piece of my life up. Cause I feel like if one thing is out of whack, everything else is gonna fall down. So like now that I got that perspective, I'm trying to line up and just align with only the right people, man.
That sounds right though. It sounds to me like someone who's had the actual experience. That's the only way you gain it. You could talk to any guy who's been in this business a long time.
Yeah.
We've all had to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's like only earned by you, by that pain, the heartbreak of someone betraying you, the heartbreak of finding out someone only fucking cared about the money, the heartbreak of failure, the heartbreak of loss, even just life loss.
Yeah.
The experience you had with your dad was another, you know, when I see it and I go, I think an older man can handle it better. So you're older now. So I think that you probably weathered it better than you would have when you were young. But to have that experience where you guys were flying, and then he has to go back to jail, that's heartbreak.
I know it is. It literally was like heartbreaking. And it's like every time we go through this, I don't know, mentally, like it takes me back to being an abandoned kid. You know what I mean? It's like it's not youngers to be like, oh man, you 38, but it's like, bro, like that's real trauma. That's real times I missed out on, and I still it's in the back of my head. So it's like for this to happen, like when he got locked up in 2014 and did 9 years, that hurt just as much. And then this time we was actually really making real progress. We really was doing shit. So nah, bro, I was out of commission for a minute. I couldn't even fucking focus enough to make music. I remember I came to rock with y'all. Like, it's like I wasn't in my right mind right there. You know what I mean?
You were working on it, but it's hard.
It's tough.
And it's important that you, sometimes in this music thing, we forget that we're watching real people and their real lives. That's why I really don't judge anyone.
Yeah.
Until I get the chance to sit with them myself. And it's hard to expose when there's a heartbreaking situation, you know, because we're supposed to just keep it moving, keep it, or like we're supposed to act like everything's great because we have this successful career or whatever. But like for me, when I saw that with you, I felt heartbroken. And I didn't even know what happened. I knew your dad went back to jail. It was disappointing because I was so excited for you guys. Because as a kid who didn't have a great relationship with his father, it almost felt like it was me. Like when I watch it, I go, oh, I didn't get to do that with my dad.
Crazy.
But I did get to be friends with him. But we didn't get to like experience the joy of making music or making anything together. And so I was rooting for you guys. I was so when your dad went back to prison, I felt disappointed. And I felt heartbroken for you because it was like, oh man, like I think everybody was actually excited.
Yeah, no, I still see people on the street. I mean, I'll be outside, whatever, go to Vegas, anywhere I'm at, people be like, man, that shit you doing with your pops, man, that's ill. Like I've had execs in the business be like, bro, you did a bunch of dope shit, but the illest thing I've seen you do was like trying to, you know, turn your dad up. Like that was an ill situation. So I see strangers, man. They be like, some people won't even know he's locked back up. Like, oh man, when Big Hit dropping some more shit, I love Big Hit. Like I hear that all the time, man. So it'd be like, you know, it's like it's two sides. It's empowering to know that we made an impact, but then it's just as heartbreaking to be like, damn, like we was really on that track. We was really on that road about to make this happen.
But it's a good story, man.
Word.
Honestly, to see people try is a good story.
That's all that was, man.
You know what I mean?
And it was a lot of that was paranoia because I know him and I know how quick shit could go left.
Right.
I was like, let's just mash. Let's like whatever type of bread I gotta spend, whatever type of traveling we gotta do, like we about to just go max out and until something go down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to say it's inevitable, but it has been. That's the pattern I've seen my whole life. So it is what it is. I just did the best I could with what we had in that moment.
That's why you're successful, because you try to take things into your own hands.
Yeah.
That's what you were doing. That's why you're a good dad.
No, straight up.
Yeah. And that's why you're successful in this business. This business will eat you up and spit you out, and it'll either kill you, literally kill you, or you'll be a shell of a person.
Oh no.
Or you'll be a what once was sad case.
Sad. I've seen it.
You've seen it. I guarantee you've seen it.
Crazy. I mean, bro, the kid that taught me how to make beats, he was my age, 15. He was already advanced. He like knew how to work FL, and they had the program Acid Pro back in the day where, you know, that was our Pro Tools. We recorded our vocals in there. He was like, I used to be like, man, I would never be like ill as this kid. He ended up not doing shit, but he was the first one to tell me when we was 15. He was like, bro, the only way we not gonna make it is if we stop.
That's right.
And it's like, I took that to heart. He didn't even take his own advice. He ended up like a few months ago, he overdosed on fentanyl. Like, and it's like, I think he was on his porch for like 2 days before people found him. But just to see somebody I looked up to and used to really be like, bro, I don't even know how I can even get as good as him. And just like, I did all this shit in the industry. He didn't do nothing. It's just like perspective. Like, damn, like you really gotta dive in and you gotta like believe. Like you gotta really like, it's, I don't know. I guess I just had something else in me, man.
Well, I'll tell you,
that pushed me to go there.
It's heart.
Yeah.
It's something about having heart. And when I say heart, it's not just mental toughness. It's not just the will to go forward, but also to feel things.
Yeah.
And
be able to deal with it.
That's why you can be an artist and work with artists. Because that also takes humility. If you're only thinking about yourself and you're the lead singer all the time, then you can't go work with all these other artists that are the lead singer of their thing, right? But a guy who is actually humble enough to be alone and work his ass off when no one's watching, to go in and actually work with the lead singer of someone else's thing, whether it's a Jay-Z or a Kanye or a Kendrick or whoever, and then go and be his own artist as well. Yeah. But then also go and try to put his dad up or put his, I'm telling you, man, the only reason I'm saying this is because you're making me realize some stuff. But like what I realize is like, sometimes what I think is my weakness, what I'm the most afraid of people to see, is actually my strength. Yep. I just have to I got to have enough heart to be myself. And actually, sometimes the front people put up is that's the weakness. All the loudest guy, the tough, that's all a front.
It expires at some point when you like faking it. So yeah, I try, and I realize that too. Like my most pure like artistry moments when I'm being like completely myself, doing what I want to do, how I want to do it, that'd be the most successful shit I do anyway. You know what I mean? Most of my hits was all just, like I said, I made the beat for Goldie, for Niggas in Paris, for Backseat Freestyle in a crib, or Section 8 crib, you know what I mean? That me and my mom was staying at, you know, and it's like, bruh, like this shit is possible. You know
and then you have a moment, you know, and I think about the moment you have with your son, all the moments you have with him, is actually not even about the music or anything else. It's actually the purest thing. It's two people that depend on each other and love each other. And you come back to music with that and you're unstoppable. Yeah. But some people miss it. Some people miss the whole point.
I know, man. I've been like doing therapy for the first time in my life. Like
how's that?
Most people in my like upbringing, as far as I knew, they'll probably be like, yo, why would you pay to talk to somebody? You know what I mean? That's the type of thinking that like people I grew up and came up around. So I never got to experience it. But for like the last 6 months, man, it's helped me articulate myself better. It helped me get lyrically better. You know what I mean? Just more tapped in. And I realized a lot of stuff about myself. That's why I'm able to talk freely and be able to say the shit to you. Like, I never created boundaries in my life, like with my women, with my homies, with like, I just like, boom, I got it, we all got it, let's move. I go get a crib, everybody come move with me. I'm going to dinner, all 20 of us, I'm paying for the whole shit. Like I just like, my life was everybody else's life, and it just don't work like that. You know what I mean? Like I really put the grind into, you know, there's nothing wrong with fucking with your peoples, helping them out.
Generosity is one thing.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Expectation get crazy.
But expectation and creating habits. Yeah. It's interesting because I had the same experience, and I didn't have therapy either until I was probably in my 30s. Yeah. And then once I started therapy and I realized how much more powerful it made me to actually understand myself and then also process emotion quickly. So one of the things that we do, what they say, like even in like, okay, so I was listening to this guy talking about being in like Afghanistan and he was serving. And he was saying, how did he become the like leader of his unit? Well, they got hit on the road by like some IEDs or whatever. And he was the only person to keep his head on and stay calm. And that he stayed calm under pressure. And then from that day, everybody followed him. And they were like, well, how did you do that? And he was like, well, he was saying how he had always been raised and taught. And I don't know if it was therapy. I can't remember what he said, but he said he was always taught to process situations and emotion so he could do it very quickly. So in a high, intense situation, he could keep his head on straight because he was the game was still slow for him. And then I realized that a lot of my childhood trauma and shit like that had caused me to be like, My head was always spinning. So I'd lose my temper really fast. And I would start acting out really fast when there was ever any pressure.
Yeah.
And the minute I started going to therapy, I started realizing that what I was learning how to do was actually process information really quickly.
Exactly.
And process like how I felt.
Why is this happening? All that type of
and stay calm so that I don't make any mistakes. And then sure enough, as I stay in therapy, I've probably been in therapy now for like 14 years. So I'm 46. I was probably 32 or 33 when I started. So long enough, I started after about 5 or 6 years of therapy, I turned a corner where I was always calm. Yeah. And I could process any good news, bad news. I was always calm. Unless I was excited about art or something.
Right.
And then I started leading people. I started companies and I started and I realized there was a real correlation with leadership and the relationship with self. How do I feel? Self-awareness. And then you can start to see other people. You can start to see people that are anxious. You can see people who are traumatized. You can see people
straight up.
You can actually start to see the board and you can see people's weaknesses. You can see, it's interesting. It makes you better in life, in business, in work, out in the world, when you're moving through the world, when you're on the street. You can see the guy who's agitated. You can see the guy who's anxious. You can see your instincts become stronger. And so like, it's interesting because what I thought was negative has actually been the most positive thing I've ever done. I thought it was negative that I had to go to therapy. I looked down on myself.
I feel you.
That I had to go because I was messed up and I couldn't.
I mean, it could be like a stigma, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, like some people be like, man, especially in the hood, whatever, like, why are you paying to talk to somebody? You know what I mean? That'll make you feel uncomfortable. That'll make you feel like you might not be doing the right thing, but like all that's bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? You could really like dig deep and really like get to the real reason why shit is happening, like by embracing like the real.
Our conversation continues in part 2.
Times I